That you and made you want to take on this challenge?
Well, the challenge is like every job has its share of challenges, and so the challenges associated with this particular job were really attractive to me because it wasn't about everything about how I've tried to build programs is about the relationships, and I don't want to have a series or a program that's built on just 1 year relationships.
Right.
So I want to be in a situation where having guys come in and get better is a part of our strength.
Yeah.
Is the developmental aspect of the program. So I saw Rice as a place that young people would choose primarily based on the academic reputation.
Yeah.
So if you're being treated well, if you're being developed, and you're experiencing winning while getting a Rice diploma,
Yeah.
you're less inclined to leave at the first sign of turbulence.
Exactly.
Or at the first sign of a check.
Exactly.
And so for me, I prefer the challenges associated with Rice versus the challenges that the landscape has presented to us of late.
That experience has been pretty good, and obviously Rice and USC I've said are two different kind of schools too.
Yeah, very.
So it's just been more of that aspect where I've seen a lot of difference, but the basketball has been pretty similar.
Yeah.
Sure.
And when you look at this team, I know you guys, a lot of you guys are still kind of new to each other, but how good can this team be as you guys progress this season?
I think anything that we set out to get, we can go and get. You know what I mean? I think if we say we want to win an American Conference Championship, we can go and do that. It's just a matter of us coming together as a squad. You know what I mean? Coach was kind of hitting on it today in practice. And taking responsibility for the direction of this program and the direction of this team, you know what I mean? And then, and we haven't quite gotten there yet. And once we get there, I think the opportunities that we can have is just limitless, to be honest.
Transfer portal deal. I mean, you raised a great point though about Rice being a different type of school. I mean, this is not like, I mean, this is kind of like a Notre Dame in a lot of ways, schools like that. The kids come here for the academics as much as anything. So does that does that give you a better dynamic to deal with?
It gives you a chance to develop a better dynamic.
Okay.
Because they gotta like you. They gotta like the way you're coaching them. They gotta feel like they're getting better. They gotta feel like there's a chance to be successful, basketball-wise. But there's a lot of good academic schools that if you're not having a great experience, if you're not enjoying the people and the relationships, and you're not winning, then kids can go to another good academic school and get a great education.
Right.
But if they can have it all and be in a city like Houston, and so we get an opportunity to provide for them an environment where they know we care about and love them.
Yeah.
That we have enough expertise to help them improve, and we can win.
Okay.
And if we can do those things, and it's evident to them, their families, and the people that care about them, then I think by and large we'll have a level of continuity that might distinguish us in that way.
And I was looking for a school with a lot of prestige, and Rice obviously fits that bill. And then, but honestly, I wasn't sure until I came on my visit. You know, I got to interact with Coach Lanier and his staff.
Yeah.
And then I knew this is where I wanted to be. You know,
he's a very knowledgeable coach. You know, he's very, very open to coaching all kinds of players. So, it didn't really get that. It wasn't that difficult to get used to or anything. Just he's very knowledgeable. So as long as you're receptive to what he has to say, it's going to be good.
Now, what was the reason maybe that you decided? Was he the reason you decided to stay, or
I would just say him and the rest of the coaching staff. They kind of welcomed me with open arms, and they basically just re-recruited me, just treated me like family. So.
What do you like about this collection of guys that you've been able to put together?
The character of the people in the program, number one. I like their work ethic. we're not a perfect roster in terms of skill and ball handling and some things that we need to improve upon. Some of that is the player development piece. Some of it is how we put it together, as you mentioned earlier. But again, foundationally, we got a group of kids that enjoy playing with one another. We've had a lot of experiences already, so these guys are growing. We started out 7-3, we're 11-8. We started out 2-0 in conference. We've won games on the road. We've lost games at home. We've had a pretty broad range of experiences, but they have included winning.
Right.
And they've included 2 overtime games and several late possession games that some went our way, some didn't. So we're learning a lot about what it takes to win.
I love it. Obviously, like, he's a competitor. He wants to win, so he's going to expect us to do the things to win. But, like, at the same time, it's like we all want to win. So it's like he's not asking us to do anything that we're not capable of doing. And so, but him holding us to that standard is obviously like what creates the atmosphere and the culture within the building. And so, like, that's what's been the most enjoyable part.
Okay. And